Hey guys, thought you were a zombie. Hey. Oh! How you guys doing? So I wanted to give like a little channel update as to like where I've been, what I plan on doing with the future of this channel and all that stuff. So like I've been saying for a little while now that like I've got a bunch of projects in the works. I really do, I promise. There are some really cool videos that are coming. Some of them do have scripts. I've actually like gotten to the point where I finally broke down and wrote some scripts for a few videos. I have some stuff that I think is really cool planned coming like later September, starting October. Starting in October is when I'm also going to start like really streaming like a lot. I am currently in the process of building my new computer. I have a bunch of the parts, I'll show you. Welcome to my closet. Slop squat. So see here, I have a height 70. I've got my power supply, bunch of fans. I've got my motherboard, liquid cooler. I've got my VRAM, all that bullshit. I've got my CPU back here. I went with the Intel Core Ultra 9, whatever. This is going to be a beast of a PC. This is what I'm building here. I'm really happy and I'm really proud of what I'm doing. It's taken me a long time to be able to save up for all the parts. The two things that I have left are to buy, I'm going to buy an 8 terabyte SSD, internal SSD to go in here, and NVMe. And then I'm also going with the 5090. I'm going to go full out, top of the end. Like, this is a beast of a rig. So I'm going with a beast of a graphics card to really, you know, match the power output that this thing can do. I've got a 1200 watt power supply here. The motherboard that I picked out. You know what? I'll save this for the later video because I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna do like a whole PC build video later when I finally do get all the parts for this. So I'll save that for that. You got to see some of the parts, and that's more than enough. If you saw the box for the motherboard, then you already know what it is. That's that. I mean, hey, I'm not gonna say which 5090 that I'm going with. It's a really cool one. The whole build is gonna look really cool. For my Y70, I'm not doing the like screen like I have on the Y60. See on this, oh shit, my shit moved over here. Wait, which screen is that? Oh well, whatever. But yeah, cause like I'm not gonna do that one, and I'm not gonna do the touch screen, cause to be honest, I don't see myself using the touch screen as a touch screen, and I don't see myself really like using it for a whole lot. To be honest with you, the only thing that I really use that screen for on this, the screen is basically just a flex to have. I really just use this one for like cool wallpapers, and the majority of the time it's a clock. Like I have a wallpaper on there that's a clock so that I can just easily glance over and tell the time, because I don't have a clock like in my room yet. I don't have like an alarm clock or like nothing like that. I just use my phone. So for right now, that's just my clock. Really overpriced, really overdone clock. But hey, you know, it is what it is. I like that I got to have the experience of having the Y60 with the screen. It's still really cool to me. It's a flex, so it is really nice. There's some really cool wallpapers that I can put on there that I really enjoy. And you know, I'm gonna keep the Y60 build. I'm gonna basically put it back over there with the TV like I had it previously. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have the Y70 build over here. The colors are also completely different on that one. That's another thing that I guess like isn't going to be spoiled at all. The build has different colors. The setup is like it's gonna be crazy. Like I picked every part like basically individually out. So yeah, the Y70 is gonna be my like streaming workstation, and then this is gonna end up being just like my fun watch anime and all that stuff on the big TV station, which I really enjoy. I've been actually watching a lot of anime lately. That goes back, to kind of segue into the next bit. I have been watching so much anime lately, like because of my work from home job, and it's a very, very slow job. Like I don't want to say what I do because I hate the job that I'm working for right now. I hate what I do. So basically, yeah, I've been working from home for a few months, really enjoying it, like just strictly straight from home. My job is like really slow. I have a lot of just like downtime basically. So I watch a lot of anime. Like I've been binging a lot of different shows. I'll probably do like one of those tier list videos just to talk about all of them because I have watched so many. I was using Crunchyroll, found out a bunch of bad stuff about Crunchyroll, and they don't have a lot of the shows that I wanted to watch. So I moved over to Hi Anime. Or not Hi Anime, it was AniWatch, and then now I'm using Hi Anime. They're apparently like the same thing, or Hi Anime is new AniWatch, whatever. Because they have like all the shows. I had an account on AniWatch and I lost it. I tried to recover it, but they don't like send out reset emails or like none of that stuff for whatever reason. So I wasn't able to like save that account. So I lost like a bunch of shows that I watched that I don't remember the names of because I just like binged them, moved on. So I'm trying to get all those back so that I can talk about all that stuff. That'll probably be a ways down the road, to be honest with you, because I'm just watching like a bunch of shows and I don't have time to talk about all of them right now, or to like make a video going about all that, because that would be a long video and that would take a long time for me to make, especially with editing, like all that stuff. But I do want to talk about it at some point because, oh my gosh, like there are so many great shows that have been coming out right now, like just off the top of my head, shows that I've been watching. And like some of these are older shows. I've been playing catch up. I did not watch anime for a long time. So like some of these are like older shows, like Konosuba. I hope I said that right. I loved that show. That was such a good show. That is so funny. If you've not watched it, I highly suggest you go watch it. It's another one of those isekai shows that is like really popular, that there's like a million of, but it's a very, very good one. It's very well written. The characters are really funny. And I related to it because it's like, they're just like broke and they're just trying to get by and they're working hard to try to do better and to like get better food and like live better and like all that stuff. And it's a very human, like relatable story, at least for like a lot of like young adults and stuff. That's how I felt about it, at least, and that's why I loved it so much. Another show that I just recently finished like a couple days ago was Frieren. Oh my gosh, if you've not watched Frieren, like you really need to go watch that show. That show legit straight up made me cry like 3 times watching the whole thing through. It's only 28 episodes. But man, and I mean like in the first like 2 episodes, it had me crying. Like it just delivers some emotional punches right in your face, like right off the bat. And I don't want to say too much I don't want to spoil nothing for anybody because it's still a relatively new show. But it's a fantasy show with like D&D elements and things like that done very well. And it's like it's what happens after the end of a giant journey. Like a lot of shows are about, like, for example, and like this is very accurate to this one, it's all about let's go defeat the Demon King, and then it ends right after the defeat the Demon King. Well, this is what happens after that, and it's from the perspective of an elf who lives hundreds of years. So you get to see like crazy impacts of their timeline and like all this cool stuff. It's super cool. Highly suggest it for anybody that really likes, like anybody that likes fantasy should watch Frieren. Whether you like anime or not, I highly suggest you watch that show at the least. I'll stop talking about anime for right now, and I'll save that for another video. Let's see what else I've been up to. I've been trying to keep up with games. I watched like all the Gamescom stuff and all that stuff. Obviously, like I made a couple videos talking about the Resident Evil stuff that they showed. I was not excited at first with the first trailer that they showed. It was very underwhelming, and then with the second, stuff that they showed off with just the demo and things like that. That made me a lot more excited. That gave me a lot more hope for what we can expect and how the game is going to actually be. And it looks really good. I'm really glad they're going back to like actual, normal monsters and zombies. And the monsters are legit monsters. They're not fucking like horny vampires that are just coming to like diddle your, gonads, whatever. Moving on. I've been playing a lot of Helldivers on the PlayStation. That's been a lot of fun. I got the ODST Warbond, and immediately, I've been wearing the ODST armor ever since. Like that was a big game for me back in the day. I went to the midnight release for that. I think that was the only midnight release that I ever got the chance to go to because I was so young. I didn't have a lot of friends that were like into a lot of the same games or that were like able to do midnight releases for a lot of that stuff at that time, because I was like 14, 15, something like that, maybe like 16 at the oldest, I think, when Halo ODST came out. I don't remember exactly, but I wasn't old enough to drive myself. I didn't have my own license or my own car or anything like that at the time, so like my dad took me at midnight. And I remember like rolling up, and there were some people outside on the curb with like consoles and TVs and like the back of their trucks and SUVs and stuff, playing Halo and this and that, just hanging out. And then you went inside, and they had some like a bunch of stuff going on inside, and they were like, I think they were playing Halo ODST inside, doing Firefight, or like at least Halo 3, something like that. I don't think they were allowed to play ODST yet, because it was like you had to wait till midnight, and then they were gonna do like a tournament. I didn't stay for that because I was like, I had school in the morning, so my dad was like, we gotta get home, he was like, don't play this, da 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 da. But obviously, like, he knew like I was gonna go to my room and play for a few hours, which I did, and it was amazing. So seeing ODST get put into Helldivers, which is a game that I really, really love, is amazing. There are some, if you've seen my comments on the internet, there are some aspects that I'm not super crazy about with Helldivers. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video. It's really just like the whole Warbond system. It's not like something that is like a terrible complaint for me though, because you can earn the super credits in game. And I started farming recently, and I straight up went from only like 300 super credits or something like that to the 1500 purely in game, and I was able to earn the ODST Warbond. I'm already back up to like 500 super credits just about, and that's just from like running around, not even really like farming. Like I did farm a little bit for like 200-300 of that, but the other like 200 is purely just from like running around, having fun, and playing with other people like in online games. And I was able to easily earn 200. Granted, a lot of people right now are trying to get the super credits because everybody wants the ODST Warbond. It is the coolest one that they have added into Helldivers since the game came out. So that's crazy, honestly. I can't wait to see more. I don't want it to turn into like Fortnite, where there's like stuff that's like way too crazy that doesn't fit, doesn't make sense. I think Warhammer and like Star Wars, things like that would actually be pretty cool, getting like some clone trooper armor, or like maybe some like guardsman outfits from Warhammer. I don't think that Space Marines would really fit, because a lot of people have agreed they're too overpowered, like they're not, whatever. But I think honestly, if you look at like a Helldiver versus a CF or a SEAF trooper, Helldivers are already like a lot taller on average. Like it's almost like Spartan versus Marine, like in height difference. Like you're pretty big. So I almost think there's something different about the Helldivers, but I'm not super into like Helldivers lore. I just really like the games, so I'm not gonna, you know, blah, 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 blah. For those that aren't aware, I have another channel called Chex Munitions that's purely firearms content. All of my firearms content is now going to be moved over to that channel. I'm no longer going to be posting firearms content on this channel. I'll have videos that are story driven with like a purpose and advice with firearms and gear that I post on this channel. That'll be like for basically like infotainment type stuff. You know, probably a lot of like, you know, apocalypse, you know, like zombie, kind of similar to the backpack video that I made. It'll basically be that type of content, but less gear review, less firearm review, more just you know, what would I do in this scenario? How would I go about doing this? That type of stuff. Whereas like on Chex Munitions is where I'm going to be posting like strictly just firearm reviews, gear reviews, instructional videos, things like that. I'm not posting a lot on there right now because I don't have the money to like go shooting a bunch and like do a bunch of stuff like that. It is expensive, unfortunately. Ammo is like, last I checked, 5.56 for like 55 grain was still like 40 to 50 cents a round or something like that. Maybe a little cheaper. And then like 9mm is like 35 cents ish a round or something like that. It's like 10 bucks for a box of 50 or like 15 bucks for like a decent box. You know, whatever. It costs money, obviously, to like go make firearms content. I would love to make more firearms content. I just don't have the money to make cool videos, and I don't want to make like a bunch of videos without making them like decently interesting, because I've learned the skills for editing and all of this stuff, so I don't want to put my time and energy to waste when I've already learned the ability to like do good and like make cool stuff. So I'm putting a lot of that stuff on hold, kind of like I've done with this channel, where like I haven't really been posting any game content. I'm not, you know, posting like the playthrough videos and all that stuff. Everything has basically been put on hold until I get my new PC. Going forward, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be streaming. I'm going to be multi-streaming a lot. I've set up my Twitch, my Kick, and all that stuff, and I'm going to be also streaming on YouTube probably for a while. I don't know if that one's going to be permanent. I still don't. I don't know what is going to be permanent and what's not right now. I'm still trying to figure out like where I'm going. So that's kind of why I'm testing the water basically with like multi-streaming. If multi-streaming is the best way to go, then I'll probably just do that indefinitely. Otherwise, if I find a platform that like I really like and that I do really well on, then I might end up just streaming on that one platform and then making videos out of that stuff. I will forever be posting videos on this channel. Don't think that just because I'm going to start streaming doesn't mean that I'm going to stop posting videos. I will always... What I'm going to do basically is I'm going to edit down the videos from the streams to shorter long form content. It'll still be long form content, it just won't be, you know, the 8 hour, 6 hour, you know, however long stream that I do. It'll just be like whatever. That's the other thing that I'm kind of trying to do right now, is I'm kind of trying to figure out how I want to go about doing that stuff. I'm looking at some other content creators and I'm trying to watch them like do their streams and then post their content and see basically the difference in like what they edit in, or what they leave in, what they edit out, how they do certain edits, you know, things like that. That way, because I don't want to make a video that's just like a bunch of junk cuts that's like every time I stop talking it just cuts, because then like it's gonna leave out possibly some good, you know, plot points or things that are important to the gameplay or like whatever. So And I feel like that's like very like brain rotty type of content as well, so that's why I really don't want to make stuff like that. I mean, like one Fallout video that was like kind of like that. It took me forever to edit it. It was that also sucks. That was really not fun. And I didn't really like the video. I wasn't like super proud of it. I felt actually kind of guilty for making it, to be honest. And I don't want to make content like that. So I will be doing a lot less cuts as well. I'm gonna cut out like weird sections or sections that like, you know, don't. If it's a playthrough video, then I'm gonna try to leave in all the bits that are kind of like this. So I just chopped wherever I was like rambling at. I'm cutting that out because it's just rambling. And we're gonna move on now. I really want to try to do something really cool for October. I really want to try to stream as much as possible. I'm going to be streaming strictly horror games. I have a bunch of games that I already kind of picked out that I want to play through during October. I hope that those are games that are like interesting to everybody else. You know what, let me actually kind of go through those real quick. Okay, so the games are... I've got the Dead Space series, Dementium 2, Dying Light, the Fear series, throw some Left 4 Dead 2 in there just for whatever. No More Room in Hell, that's a new game. I have not played that at all yet. Project Zomboid, I've not played that at all yet. A lot of these are zombie games. I might play through some of the Resident Evil series. I'm also going to play Alien Isolation. I've got that on the PlayStation. I don't have it on here, so I can't look that up off the list. I've got SCP-5K. What else did I want to play? Oh yeah, I thought we would play through the rest of the Walking Dead series. That was really fun to play back through. I loved going through the first season. That was like a huge nostalgia blast from the past. I didn't get a whole lot of views on my streams or whatever. I only got like a few, but I still had a ton of fun. Just playing through it and having the experience. That was super cool. And I have all of the... Wait, is this all of it? Okay, I've got Season 2, and I've got A New Frontier. So I've got all the good seasons. I didn't like the other two or 2 or 3 or whatever seasons they had, because that's when they were like really just like the writing fell off, and Clementine, you know, the main characters that we started following became really weird, or they became like background characters completely. Like the New Frontier is like the last one that I like really liked, that I thought they did really well. So I'll play that. Oh, I've also got Surrounded. That's another game that I want to start playing. That'll probably actually, to be totally honest, that might replace the State of Decay playthrough. I'm not totally sure. I like State of Decay 2, don't get me wrong. I'll more than likely pick that up again later in the future if I do end up doing that. But just because like I've already played it so much, I've never played Surrounded, and I think it would be a lot more interesting to see me kind of like blind play through some of these games that are like more new experiences, rather than like replaying things that me and you have already played like a bajillion times probably now at this point, that a bunch of other creators have already, you know, also done for like a decade now. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people that are also making Surrounded content, but that's still also a really new game. It's a new game to me. So I think we could have a lot of fun with it, and I hope that you guys, you know, join my streams for that, as well as these other games. Some of these, so when I get to the point that I can have memberships, like for YouTube, and I guess like Kick and Twitch, things like that, it might be more just for YouTube that I do it for. Just because I think that's an easier way to kind of track it and like keep an eye on all that stuff or whatever. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm not totally sure, but somehow I want to find a way to, like, if you're somebody that wants to support me when I get the chance to have like subscriber or whenever I get to the point where I can do like the whole membership thing or whatever, I want to I'm gonna set up like a Discord, I guess, where I can have members join, and when I do multiplayer games, I'll do like community streams where, like, if you're a member of the channel or something like that, then you can have the chance to like come play a couple rounds with me or whatever, and like be on the stream and like stuff like that. I think that would be really cool. I think that would be a really cool way to have like you know, something to give the people that want to support me as a creator, because like I need ways to be able to like I am big on like, if y'all are supporting me, like I want to be able to do stuff for y'all as well. Like, of course, like I want to create the content that y'all like and things like that, but like for like members and stuff that like really support me, like I really want to try to like include y'all more in the content. I think in the future, I've talked about it in a short, I'll kind of talk about it a little bit here. So there's a show, or a couple shows possibly, that I really want to make in the future. I really need a lot of money to be able to do it, unfortunately. So I don't know how long it's going to be before I'm even close to being able to start that. I'm still kind of in the like idea and like starting a script phase. I've not even started the script. I'm still like idea boarding, whatever you call that. But I think that would be really, really promising for what I am looking at right now. And basically all that to say, people that are like members that are supporting me, that are, you know, helping fund that kind of stuff, I would definitely offer them the opportunity to come out and be like, what's it called? Like background characters, or one of the, I already said it, zombies. So like in the zombie show, you get the chance to like come out, you know, get to be dressed up as a zombie and, you know, given a scene to be a part of, or like, you know, you're like a background zombie where it's like you're part of the horde, or, you know, whatever, stuff like that. I think that would be a really cool way to be able to like include y'all and stuff. And then I can also like, you guys get to come out, hang out, see behind the scenes stuff, you know, things like that. That would be a really cool experience, you know, all just to like, you know, just for being like supporters or whatever. But again, that's something that's like way off. That's something that's like years off. Like my channel's really got to take off. I need to be earning like a lot of money from like all my streams and like everything. Like I would need to be making like just a lot. I don't even know right now, because I can't even like start ballparking like all the things that I would need. I relatively already kind of know like a lot of the stuff I would need, you know, props and like how to like build sets and things like that. The only problem is like finding a place to do it and yada yada yada. I'll save that. I'll talk about that more in another video possibly at some point. I don't want to say too much. That's the only reason why I haven't really made a video about it in the past yet, because I almost did at one point and I just started blurting out way too much, and I was like, all right, I don't want to spoil the show before I like even get close to making the show, because then somebody else is going to come over and steal my ideas. I'm not a fan of that, so yeah. That's it for this video. That's basically where I'm at right now. I'm still just kind of like in the middle of a lot of things, but there's a lot to come out of this like hiatus that I am taking. It's been a nice break for me to be able to just kind of like focus on work and learning and like trying to hone some of my skills and like prepare for the next level of my channel. I think this is, you know, I was really frustrated with myself at first, to be honest with you, not uploading, and I was getting really stressed about it, all this stuff, because like my viewership's going down, my subscribers are going down, YouTube is suggesting me a lot less when I do post a video, and all those things like do greatly affect your channel. So like I do need to still like make some content, which is why I'm also making this video, but you know, it's just kind of nice to have a little bit of a break and not feel that pressure. And it's also nice because it's kind of making me like think about YouTube, my journey with YouTube, and like how I need to like handle this stuff and, you know, take it. I had a lot of anxiety the first like 6 months of making, you know, YouTube videos and like all that stuff, like first posting, and like after every upload I would just be sitting there in YouTube Studio hitting the refresh button on my phone or my computer, like looking and seeing like how many views did it get, did it go up yet, you know, did I get a new subscriber yet, you know, things like that. And you know, it just, me geeking for like 6 months like wasn't good. But I'm finally at the point now where like I've toned down a lot now, and I've realized like my channel is gonna grow when it grows, and it's gonna have, I would rather have healthy growth and get my subscribers more naturally rather than just trying to force it. A lot of my content, or a lot of my subscribers are, you know, from the like videos that I post about the gift card, which again, I am still doing the $50 Steam gift card giveaway. If you want to join that, link in the description to that video. Go ahead and hit this like and the subscribe button to help me out, and all that cool stuff that, you know, I really appreciate that. A lot of my subscribers have come from that, which, hey, I appreciate every one of you guys still. A lot of you guys are still watching my content and, you know, slowly like giving me views. I really appreciate that. But I don't just want to grow from that. I want to grow from my content, just, you know, the stuff that I'm making. I've gotten a lot of subscribers from that stuff too. But, you know, I have gotten at least like 100 plus, definitely, like just from purely from that. I was getting some like bots and scammers there for a little bit. That was recently apparently a really bad problem across YouTube and like all of the like streamer, all that stuff. Even I got hit with some of it. You can see one of the comments actually on one of my recent videos. You can see where they were like trying to like lead me into like trying to sell me something, and I was just like, I'm not buying anything. And they just liked my comment and then they unsubscribed, and I was like, yep, you know, whatever, all right, that's cool. So that's kind of annoying, but it's whatever. I'm really happy with like where my channel's at right now. I've grown really, I feel like I've grown really fast in this first year. I know it's not been like a full year yet, but I'm kind of, you know, we're getting up there. You know, I'm really happy with the growth that I got this year. All that being said, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it if you made it to the end of this video. Again, I would really appreciate it as well if you hit the like and subscribe button. If you want to see where this channel goes and, you know, see all the content that I plan to make in the future. I'm really into horror games, zombie games, and like tactical shooter games. I'm also going to be doing like VR content. I gotta find out, I might buy like a new headset. One of my headphones is busted kind of. It works most of the time, but if I like wiggle it just right, then I lose the sound from it. So I'm not sure if I want to get like a new headset or not yet, because I'm out of the warranty zone for the Valve Index. But you know, we'll see. I'll figure that out later. Right now I'm really just concerned about like getting the PC set up, figuring out, you know, starting streaming and like getting the experience doing that. Then from there, like everything is gonna, you know, be a lot easier as I go on, because yeah, the more experience you have, the more easier everything gets, and the easier it'll be to like keep climbing up this mountain that I want to climb. So hope you all are having a good day. I hope you guys had a good Labor Day weekend. That's when I'm posting, or that's when I'm recording this video, is on Labor Day. This is the only work that I wanted to do today, and it's the only work that I'm going to do today. I'm literally going to just plug this into my computer now, transfer the video, and I'm going to edit during work tomorrow. But yeah, again, thanks for watching. Bye guys.